It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Now, this is something we can all get excited about. It is International Literacy Day, which serves to remind communities around the world about the importance of literacy as a matter of dignity and human rights. Basic, advancing the literacy agenda towards a more literate and sustainable society. I love that. This is particularly relevant here in our own country, which is facing a literacy crisis as we speak. Now is the time to act for positive change. Now, over the past few weeks, we've been talking about Cadbury's mission to help children fall in love with reading by making stories in their own home languages more accessible. It's a massive step forward. And we are joined by Cadbury Dairy Milk Brand Manager Tsepo Chaka to talk through their Homegrown Stories initiative and the impact this is already having on igniting a love for reading in our next generation. Tsepo, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to say to you and your incredible organization who we've walked this path towards literacy with, thank you. Thank you for putting your money where your mouth is. So I've got to ask you, why is Cadbury so passionate and so dedicated to this social cause? And how do you think we can make a real impact?
As a country, we are faced with quite a number of literacy challenges. And we know that according to research, only 2% of children's books that are published in the country are written in local African languages. So for us as a brand that has always been steeped in a social mission that speaks to generosity and making a difference in society. So we found it really important to call upon not only ourselves, but then to also call upon South Africans to exercise their generous intent by sharing their stories so that we can make more stories that are written in all 11 official languages more accessible to children.
Completely, and those children get to see themselves represented in these fantastical tales. They start to dream, their imagination is ignited, and we've seen this through the first year. Now in your second year of this incredible journey, with a mission to ignite a love for reading in this next generation, what are you hoping to ultimately achieve through the initiative? What are your deliverables that you're holding yourself accountable to?
So we are holding ourselves accountable to making a real difference. Sure. We want to, one, make more African or stories that are written in African languages more accessible. And two, we really want to see those headlines change. So we're not very happy with the 2% books that are available to children. We're not very happy with the fact that 80% of grade 4 learners cannot read for meaning. So we really want to see those horrifying stats change. And of course, we can only do this through the generosity of South Africans and by spreading the generous intent of our brand.
And people are loving it. The amount of amazing storytellers I've engaged with through this journey with you guys has blown my mind. So it kind of feels like this platform is moving in multiple directions, and it's also giving our kind of literary community an opportunity to connect with their market as well. So you've had some time now to look back and assess. What are some of the major kind of the progress that you've made and some of those highlights that you've experienced to date?
So when we set out on this journey in our year 2 of our Read to Succeed platform, we really wanted South Africans to play their part to help us champion the change that we want to see. So to date, South Africans have contributed 2,600 stories through our call to action. We have seen South Africans contribute and really play their part in ensuring that we see a change in the literacy challenge.
And you're seeing it. We've seen it on paper, excuse the pun. We can see the change. I love that. Now, of course, representation is one thing, access is another, and you've partnered with Quali Books to help co-create these stories and then, of course, publish them on its 0-rated Key Books online platform. And I think that's the X factor here. That obviously helps making these stories even more accessible to children. What success have you seen through this particular partnership? Why was this kind of the key here?
Our partnership with Quali Books has been a very important partnership. Through Quali Books, we have contributed 800 Cadbury homegrown stories, and these are stories that have been inspired by South Africans, submitting their stories through our various platforms. And through Quali Books, we are at a point where we can donate 10,000 subscriptions to children that need stories the most.
That's our culture, that's our history, those are our languages now put down forever. I love that. Some amazing success thus far. I think you can really pat yourselves on the back, but it does create the platform to achieve even more. So how can we all contribute to this incredible journey? What support do you need? How can we continue to make an impact?
We have seen enormous support from all South Africans, and we are really grateful for the support that we have seen. So what we would love to see is South Africans continue to contribute and submit their stories through story edition packs that we currently have in store. So consumers can simply buy a Cadbury story edition pack, scan the QR code that is on the pack, and share a homegrown story.
And of course, you get to enjoy delicious chocolate along the way. Tsepo, we love you and your team. Thank you so much for the work that you are doing on every front in this incredible journey. Thank you so much, our friend. Have an amazing day.
Thank you so much.
I think we are so humbled that the words and the stories we've shared through this inspiring campaign are doing just that, inspiring children to fall in love with reading. This has been a highlight to see the real impact that your generosity is having on the next generation. Incredible, but the work is not done yet. You've seen the impact it's having, so let's keep doing what we can do to shift the needle and change the literacy narrative here in South Africa for that next generation. It's essential. We need to do it now. And you still have time to join Cadbury Dairy Milk and help ignite that love for reading in the next generation. So look out for the Cadbury Story Edition packs for details. Scan that QR code and you'll find it on the pack, and then share your authentic story to inspire more homegrown stories for children in all 11 official South African languages.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.